Hello again from Steam Executive. Sean Donovan here with Mahesh Trivedi. A little bit different today. I've coming to you from the great outdoors and have one of my oranges from my orange tree behind me here that you can
Yeah,
see. Thought
yeah,
I'd get outside when the sun's out for a change and get a little bit of sunshine. And how are you, Mahesh?
yeah. Good, good. I'm feeling really nice weather here also, sunny weather. So yeah,
And
looking forward.
you're just back from more travels down to Melbourne, was it?
Yeah, that was yeah.
Oh,
But thank God that our flight was not cancelled or delayed.
no, no, very good. Well, today is something a little bit different, a little bit of a change of tack for us. We're going to have a series of probably um, five videos where we'll just talk about the uh, particular issue, which is topical because the Australian Catholic Social Justice Statement this year uh, is a thing: respect confronting violence and abuses.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have a series and some of the things that we have that might be of assistance. But
Mm.
today I just wanted to talk a little bit about this book that a friend of mine has recently released. It's called The Search for Healing. I don't know if you can see
I
that
see.
there.
Okay.
The Search
Yeah.
for Healing. It's actually a collected writings uh, of her departed husband, Ray Reid, who was the director of Catholic care and then centre care in the Parramatta Diocese back in the day.
Yeah.
But he was a counsellor and
Mhm.
worked in the areas of family counselling and later on in the area of abuse counselling as well. So he's quite knowledgeable and wrote some important works to do with that. So this book is quite a good reference that I could recommend to people. And I just want to talk a little bit about what's in there. And Mahesh, you might jump in as well. So some of the topics that are covered in the book. The first topic is hope, and goes into the nature of hope, what is hope, and the importance of hope, just generally for people and particularly people in their lives. Mahesh, just before we came on here, you were making some comments in relation to hope.
Yes. Hope is also a kind of a like a mindset that with a repeated experience of the negative experience or the the past hurt or abuse or neglect, those type of things, if uh, if if there is a possibility of a hope, whether it is given by a counselor, psychologist, coach, or any online empowerment course or resources. Um, Basically, it it elevates somebody's spirit to try one more time. Like if without hope, the person just considers himself or herself as a victim for all the time. So hope is the first step. That is what I consider.
Mm.
Yeah.
And then the next sort of section is on love and marriage. And as I said, he'd done a lot of counselling in this area and written a lot of um, um, workbooks for counselling and so forth. And one of the things in there is the Johari window, which you're
Yeah.
familiar with, Mahesh.
Yeah. Yeah. So that one, basically, Sean, that is mainly on the awareness. Like uh, uh, basically, that window was mainly made for the self-awareness, but it is like one is a one area goes on a self, and that the another dimension goes on a other in relationship. So basically, the first is an open area, which is like a known to yourself. This is unknown to yourself, uh, is a blind spot. Um, if unknown to others about you, that is a hidden area. And um, uh, unknown to yourself and unknown to others, that is a completely unknown area. So basically, when you are approaching with these windows, basically, then you can definitely reflect, and then something can come out, which I would just consider that that is a towards the empowerment, like a kind of a flourish program from steam executive, kind
Yeah,
of. Yeah,
kind of. So
kind.
the four quadrants that are there. So
Yeah,
the axis across the top is
yeah,
what's known to self and unknown to self, and the axis down the left-hand side is
yeah,
known to others and unknown to others. And
yeah,
so the four quadrants basically, if something's known, and the first quadrant is known to everybody, it's known to self
yeah,
and others. Second quadrant, you don't see it yourself, but others see it. The third quadrant is it's you know it, no one else does it, so it's a secret.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
last quadrant is everybody's unaware of this particular thing. But applying that to marriage,
yeah,
then obviously the other becomes the spouse,
yeah,
and
yeah,
uh, depending on how large that secret area is, do we keep secrets from each other? Well, obviously, over time in a marriage, people become more aware of each other. I think you mentioned the word honesty. So they become more honest in expressing with each other. So they also become aware of things that they're unaware about themselves
yeah,
because their spouse will tell them, you know. And so a healthy uh, relationship will be one in which that secret area gets less, but the area where both spouses know becomes more, you know. So there's less unknowns and there's more honesty in the marriage. Mm.
yeah. I think Sean, what you said, the last sentence, I think in that lot of misperceptions and misunderstandings takes place. Um, that is where areas that lacking self-regulation, where um, like you are there are things unknown to yourself, but if those things are known to your spouse, so it's like a it's a it's a area where lot of trust also uh, comes in the relationship, and that is based uh, possible through a transparent communication. So when both partner try to hide something, uh, thinking that uh, it will not be good in the relationship, then that hiding things
Mm.
then can lead to a misunderstanding and misconception. Like it's a
Mm.
it's a psychological level process happens inside the mind, and then from there things just start deregulating, like a
Mm.
uh, not
So
being in control. Yeah,
yeah. So the third section, well, third and fourth sections of the book sort of go a bit together. The third section's working with adults and the specific aspects of working with adults as opposed to children. The fourth section is to do with counselling.
counseling.
So both counselling of the couples in a marriage and also just family counselling. So the rest of the family as well, and working with families. Um, so I know you've done a certification in an area like this.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, in a relationship, um, the things are like the first thing is communication. But when the problem comes, the 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 best way to approach is like a this is the area where um, people don't know their hidden potential, and they don't know their unclaimed talents and whatever they have. I'm talking about like both partners. Okay, so um, so in a counseling, uh, we normally go back in a relationship that uh, how it all started, like a you listen to their emotions and their beliefs, because those past traumatic events, they they form certain type of beliefs, and many times those beliefs are also related with their childhood trauma, like a when they are young child. So in a counseling, um, we try to focus on that what exactly the victim or the clients want to achieve, like as an outcome. So then you work like that, whether you want to work um, sustaining the relationship, like a trying to work out, find the way, or you want to go your way, like a going to a separation. So because 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 there are families where children issues are there, lot of other aspects are there, whether the victim is financially independent or not,
Mm.
and lots of other things. So in a counseling, uh, we are trying to, like as a coach and counselor, trying to listen to the client, um, what they feel now, and try to find the root cause of their beliefs, because it might be with some their childhood trauma or something, uh, uh, hurt in the past, and uh, try to help them to release those negativity and baggage, so that they can move on. Like I
Mm.
cannot take them out, but they come out,
Mm.
like a
Yeah.
so yeah. So that's why I think within 4 or 5 sessions minimum, because it
Mm.
requires 5 sessions, because
Yeah.
like a first
Mm.
20%, then
Mm.
40%, 60%, 80%. So in a 5 sessions, they can
Mm.
start seeing something different, because then only they come out from the stuck situation, and that is a like a anxiety disorder, or um,
Mm.
different type of situations.
Yeah, and you touched on something. You talked about trauma there, which brings us into the final section of the um, book here, which is dealing with sexual abuse and
Yeah,
exploitation, which is a very hot topic at the moment. Um, and so he talks about the challenges of personal care in that context. He talks about uh, healing the group, like
yeah,
not just that individual, but the whole group that
mm,
are impacted by that. Um, the I think what you were saying there too is if someone's had that trauma in their younger life,
yeah,
um, that impacts their trust and then their ability as an adult
yeah,
to enter into um, a good relationship with others, so
yeah,
that can affect their marriage. And then also talking about being married to a spouse who perhaps has had sexual abuse in the past. So um, that's an understanding type thing, so that working uh, with somebody who's actually a spouse of somebody who's had a sexual abuse situation. Um, so we'll be talking some more about this in coming weeks. And
yeah. I think before we finish, I just want to share with our viewers that Steam Executive is specialized in empowerment pack programs. So whether it's a individual empowerment or a community empowerment is a program in a group or tribe which people take together. And individual empowerment program is mainly it's like a support tools. Basically, our programs provide a safe place where the victim can share their thoughts, their ideas, and feelings with other people who can understand. And Sean, in all these things, the top priority is a safety. So, like a safe place. So when somebody is feeling safe, then only they will share their emotions and feelings. And unless they share their emotions and feelings, they will never come out from that stuck situation. And where I think the book which you are seeing, Search for Healing, the search for healing. So healing is possible when they come up from that a that the situation which they call like a tip on the iceberg,
Mm.
like a so much is underneath in their mind, but if they can little bit come out, then they can see the sun, then they can see this tree which you have behind you, so they can see something different. And that is where the book topic is hope, starts with a hope. So when they can only have a hope when they find first the safe place to share their things. So our programs can be facilitated at a community centers or a support services organizations, and they can financially sponsor the subscription for the victim
So
to
let me
have their, yeah.
just tell people where,
Mm.
'cause I've got a visitor just arrived. So let me just tell people where they can get this this book. If they
Yeah,
go to the website Search for Healing, that's the number 4, search number 4 healing.com,
yeah,
and I find all the details there.
okay,
It's very limited print run, but
okay,
an excellent resource.
that's good, that's good.
And so, sorry, my screen just went off for a second there. So, yeah, so searchforhealing.com. Do yourself a favor and
Yeah,
go and look that one up. So thanks, Mahesh, and
thank
we'll
you.
talk to you again next time.
Okay, thank you, bye.